10 मिनट में आएगा, लेकिन रेडी करके रुको।
Rashmi, are you guys able to follow what I'm teaching today? I mean, is it going like a difficult concept, or is it all under? I mean, is it comprehended correctly? Okay. Thank you for joining back. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I
Yes,
hope
sir.
the concepts are making sense. कुछ बाउंसर तो नहीं जा रहा आपको डायरेक्टली? हेलो.
हाँ सर, ओके, समझ में आ रहा है।
Okay, okay. So हम लोग ने before we went for the break, we understood that we picked up this Toyota, we filtered Toyota over here, the car type, and then based on the column D का जो भी filtered data set था, on the top there was this particular data formula which is called a subtotal, which was totaling up the values and giving it to you. So please note कि पुराने जमाने में before SumF came into existence, this is how people were doing the filtering. If somebody asked them Toyota का अंदर what give me the sales for city 4, okay, तो उन लोग जाते थे यहाँ पे city 4 click करते थे, and then what you get is a further simplification, a subtotal value of the further filtered data set. Like within Toyota सिटी 4 को फिल्टर किया, whatever column D का जो values है उसको aggregate करके on the top it's giving the answer as 33 3 like 33,000 was the answer for Toyota car type and city is 4. Okay, so this is how subtotal was used for a very long time before SumIFs came into existence, and SumIF became so popular that people started forgetting subtotals completely. Okay, there was a, a very less amount of usage of subtotals. Subtotal होते थे just for अंडरस्टैंडिंग ओल्ड कैलकुलेशन टेक्निक्स. अगर किसी के पास बहुत पुराना फाइल है किसी का एंड यू आर डूइंग एन ऑडिट ऑफ दैट ओल्ड फाइल एंड दैट गाय इज यूज सब टोटल, तो वो उसने कैसा किया उसको अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए दे यूज टू टीच द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ सब टोटल. बट later on Microsoft came up with an idea. Microsoft said ki they need to leverage on the subtotal technique. They need to give it a revamp it into a new way. So what happened is, uh, if you remember, हम लोग ने सबसे पहले एक्सेल टेबल का कॉन्सेप्ट किया था. Do you guys remember that? कि आप लोग भूल गए हो एक्सेल टेबल कैसा था? याद है कि
नहीं
नहीं आप लोग
सर,
को?
याद है। हाँ
याद है? ओके, टेल मी, ये डेटा सेट को आप टेबल में कैसा कन्वर्ट करोगे?
कंट्रोल टी।
अरे वाह, very good. Control T. You click on that Control T, and what you get is this
सेल
particular,
सिलेक्ट हो जाता है, यस।
yeah. You click on OK, and this looks into good looking table. आपको एक table menu भी ऊपर आ गया. Table design, table tools. Okay. Now please note this particular thing. मैंने आपको ये बताया था, if you go down to a particular row and if you want to add an aggregation formula over here, okay, you want to do some aggregation values over here. So what you do is you just press the tab key, you get an empty cell over here, you then say equal to, या फिर equal to भी नहीं, आप यहाँ पे जाओगे टेबल डिजाइन में जाओगे and you will say total rows, okay, yeah, first column, yeah, last column, yeah, banded columns. You select all these things, right? So if I click on total row, क्या होता है? Total rows में आपको directly वो एक total लेके दे रहा है. It's showing you this total. If I want to apply the same total over here, okay, I want to apply the same total over here. Sorry, I did some goof up. So I want to apply the same technique over here. So यहाँ पे मैं जाता हूँ. यहाँ पे जब मैं उसको drop down को click करता हूँ, I'm saying sum. Okay. What it's doing is it giving me the sum of all the values, which is coming as 14 lakh, yeah, 14,511,000. Okay. If I filter this particular data set now, the car type as say Audi this time. Okay. तो आप देख सकते हो ये वो मुझे ऑडी का वैल्यू दे रहा है विच इज 754,589. if I make it as, see, you can see the Audi value is 754,589.41. so ये जो बेसिकली जो फॉर्मूला यहाँ पे एक्सेल टेबल्स में यूज हो रहा है, this drop down box which you see is nothing but, if you click on the cell you will see it's a subtotal over here. Do you see that? The formula which is being
Yes,
used
sir.
in the Excel table is a subtotal. Okay. और आप इसके अंदर सिर्फ total ही नहीं कर सकते हो, you can also do max. Okay. So ये subtotal आपको max भी करके देगा. Similarly यहाँ पे, okay, whatever values you are filtering right now, अगर मैं यहाँ पे जाता हूँ, if I remove this Audi, okay, clear the filter and say I go to this and I say कि मुझे 9 नहीं चाहिए, मुझे इस बार चाहिए say max. What is the maximum amount of sale which has happened? तो मैं उसको 4 use करूंगा as a 4 parameter and I click on OK and I get कि maximum sale which has happened across this entire thing was 43,108. Okay, अगर मैं इसको टोयोटा को अगर मैं फिल्टर करता हूँ, okay, again this Toyota के अंदर जो maximum sale हुआ है is 40,519. So that's how subtotal became more popular then, because it was one function, okay, one function, but उसके अंदर जो उसका कोड था, जो starting value है, whether it's 9, 4, 1, 2, आप सिर्फ कोड चेंज करो और आपका डेटा रेंज सेम रहने दो. Basis the changing of the code, the behavior of the function gave you different results, whether it was max, whether it was minimum, whether it's a count, whether it is a sum. वो आपको सबके सब एग्रीगेशन एक ही फॉर्मूला के साथ मिलता था, विच इज सब टोटल. आप सिर्फ इसका कोड चेंज करोगे स्टार्टिंग का, एंड द बिहेवियर ऑफ द फंक्शन चेंजेस एंड गिव यू डिफरेंट रिजल्ट्स. This is the story of the subtotal, which happened till the time SUMIF came into existence. So, any questions so far over here with regards to subtotal?
So what do you suggest? Should we use subtotal or we should use sum ifs?
See, it depends on your, comfort zone. How comfortable you feel. Okay, how easily you can read the data. Me, on my hand, I am a person who learned Excel in the last 1 decade. Okay, last decade में मैंने Excel सीखा. तो मेरे लिए मेरे जो seniors थे, they always advised me to use SUMIF. They said इसके लिए SUMIF कर ले. SUMIF क्या कर रहा था? It was just giving me sum based on condition. और most of the time मेरा यही situations होता था. But if somewhere you need count, countif, या आपको जो भी चाहिए, तो काउंट के अंदर भी काउंटिफ आ गया, मैक्स के अंदर मैक्सिफ आ गया, एवरेज के अंदर भी एवरेज इफ आ गया. So all these functions had a filtering criteria baked in. So you can see जैसा sumif है वैसा एक function है called average if also. I'm sorry for the spelling. So you can see average if भी आ गया. Okay. There is countif also is there. We learned about the countif also. We learned about sumif already. तो मेरा जो एग्रीगेशन के लिए रिलेटेड जो चाहिए था, हर एक का कुछ ना कुछ क्राइटेरिया अलग से आ ही गया था market में. By the time I learned Excel, for me, sum if, count if, average if becomes very easy to play along. But if somebody who doesn't want to remember all these different names, average if, sum if, count if, उनको एक ही चाहिए, क्रोसिन जैसा बोलते हैं ना हम लोग, कुछ भी बुखार हुआ, कुछ भी हुआ, हेडेक भी हुआ, क्रोसिन लो, काम पे चलो. ओके, तो उनके लिए द सोल्यूशन इज टू यूज सब टोटल, बिकॉज सब टोटल आप सिर्फ उसका कोड चेंज करो और उसका बिहेवियर चेंज हो जाएगा. So you can use it flexibly as the way you want. Some people are more comfortable with subtotal because they have to just remember those 9 codes or 11 codes. और वो codes मैंने यहाँ पे लिख के रखे हैं. For your benefit, I have written it over here in the notes. You can see the keys for subtotals. All these are different numbers which are kept over here. These are some encoded numbers. 11 तक होते हैं. आजकल जैसा हम लोग एक्सेल टेबल में देखें, वी सॉ दैट सम एफ वाज यूजिंग वन, मतलब द सब टोटल सम वाज यूजिंग 109 इंस्टेड ऑफ 9. अगर आप सब टोटल एज अ फंक्शन यूज कर रहे हो आपको 9 लिखना पड़ेगा. अगर आप एक्सेल टेबल के थ्रू सब टोटल कर रहे हो तो 109 लिखना पड़ेगा. That's the only thing which is different. Otherwise, we have written it over here. What codes you need to follow. You can use these codes for doing basic aggregation techniques, basic statistics like max, minimum, product, count A, count F, average. आपको सब करके देगा वो. पर आपको सब टोटल्स के अंदर all you'll have to do is you'll have to keep on using the filters. Okay, आपको filterings के ऊपर ज्यादा डिपेंड करना पड़ेगा, because your boss when he asks you question you have to apply the filters and give them the answers. Whereas some of के अंदर you can play along with it, you can apply dynamic filters over there and you can keep on giving the answers what you want. Okay, I hope it answers your question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now there's another application of subtotals. They wanted to make it more popular, so they added subtotals into Excel table. This is one revamping which happened of subtotals. You can see यहाँ पे हम लोग 9 यूज करते थे या 4 in terms of यहाँ पे हम लोगों ने max यूज किया था 4 है. But if you go to the Excel table and if you go down, किधर गया यार, कहाँ पे down, हाँ this, if you go down here, you can use this as max. So max के अंदर they are using 104, whereas we were using 4 in the traditional subtotal formula. Okay, so here clearly the revamping happened. You can know कि पहला 4 होता था, अभी 104 हो रहा है. So that means they have reworked on the subtotal and they have used it in the Excel table. This is one application और revamping of subtotals. एक और तरीका था जो उन लोग ने अभी अभी recently introduce करा है. उसके लिए क्या है कि you don't need to do this. They said some people are more attached with the way we uh, play with the data, the way we not only apply filters. हम लोग को filters नहीं apply करने हैं, हम लोग को एक अलग grouping mechanism apply करना है. There's a new way in which you can group and ungroup certain data. Okay, that's how they wanted to do it. So उसके लिए क्या किया है कि before we apply that particular thing, you need to make sure that you have sorted this data as per the car types. Because अगर आप sort नहीं करोगे, that grouping mechanism will not work effectively for you. Okay, so I have already sorted this data. I have gone to data tab. I have clicked on the sort and we sorted this data as per the car type, which is from A to Z. And we said कि सबसे पहला हमको यहाँ ऊपर Audi दिख रहा है. Okay, this is all fine. Once you have done this, There's another way they have done the subtotal is within the data menu. If you go on the outline section, you can see over here there's group, ungroup, and there is subtotal. Do you see this subtotal over here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You click on the subtotal. ये आपको एक बहुत beautiful एक menu लेके देता है. The menu is basically asking you where you want to apply subtotal. Okay. You say I want to apply it on the car type. Okay. Then you can drop down में से आप car type select कर सकते हो. You can say okay car type. Now what kind of subtotal function you want to apply? Do you want to do sum? Do you want to do count, average, max, min, prod? वही सब फीचर्स है जो मैंने आपको कोडिंग में बताए थे कि all these numbers represent some numbers 4 or 104 9 or 109. So based on that, so right now I'm going to use sum. But sum of what? You want to apply this add total, the subtotal to which attribute? By default वो क्या कर रहा है? वो आपको order column select कर रहा है because it assumes कि order column is all numeric data. It's picking up by default that. You can remove that and you can say no, I'm not interested in order column. I'm more interested in the sales. Okay, so I click on sales and I click on OK. The moment I click on OK, look what happens. There's a grouping mechanism which has happened over here. Okay, it has segregated data in 3 levels. आप देखोगे तो ये डेटा को उसने 3 levels में डिवाइड किया हुआ है. Right now we are at the lowest level, which is at level number 3. Okay, here we are seeing the entire data over here. But if I want to see only the data on a car type level, that is what is the total of Audi, what is the total of Toyota, what is the total of Honda, ये जो मेरे को totals दिख रहे थे ये सब sum if में, ये totals मुझे इस level पे देखने हैं. So I can go to the level 2. I can just click on 2. It will take me to the total level of Audi total, Ford total, GM total, Honda total, Mazda total, सबका total करके grand total भी मेरे को दिखा रहा है यहाँ पे. So this is my level 2 where the first attribute on which I applied my total subtotal is getting displayed over here. So if I'm interested only in the Audi total, Ford total, GM total, so ये इसके लिए मुझे अभी sum if का जरूरत नहीं पड़ा. मैंने सीधा grouping ये outline वाला system apply किया subtotal का and I got this data grouped in different levels. And I can access this particular thing on this. अगर किसी ने पूछा मुझे ओके ऑडिट का टोटल 754 दिखा रहा है कितने सेल्स हुए थे इसके अंदर तो आई कैन जस्ट क्लिक ऑन दिस प्लस साइन नेक्स्ट टू द ऑडी and I can open or expand the Audi level data only. The rest of the data is still grouped together. The only the audit data is expanded and I can study this data and I can give the answers to my senior manager. Okay, management based on whatever questions they ask me. They may ask me city 4 में कितना हुआ है. So I can see over here city 4 में कितना हुआ है. City 4 में I can say okay city 4 में 29,971 हुआ है by looking at this. So I can expand it and I can also regroup it. मैं अगर ये minus को वापस click करूंगा it will group up again and go back to audit total. If I now click on only the level 1, it will only show me the grand total over here. That's the final icing on the cake. It's like a birthday cake. पहला grand total लिखा ऊपर, फिर उसके बाद इसको नीचे गए और तो आपको ऑडी level total दिखा which is on level 2. It's like a pyramid, and the last level is where your final level data is shown over here for Audi, for Ford, everything which you see over here. So any questions on this application of the subtotal related to the outline method?
Sir, one of the data that I've seen while I was working in insurance company, they had like this below suppose Audi, there's another car and then other car, and then you have that clickability on the right hand side of it, and then you click on that and then you get all the sales of Audi and all the sales of the next car. So here it is on the left hand side which you have shown level 1, 2 and 3. How do
Yeah.
you get it on the right hand side?
So there was some kind of a box over there on which you
Yeah,
click
box.
and
Yeah.
see. It is not, you're confusing that with a subtotal technique. That what you saw was a slicer. It wasn't the subtotal technique. I'll show you what a slicer is. We have already seen that when we did pivots, but I'll show you again that particular thing. But just before we jump over there, uh, I just want to add a point over here that if somebody asks you कि आपने ये तो कार टाइप पे कर दिया पर अभी मुझे सीटी टाइप भी साथ में देखने का है. I want to also see the CT type over here. How do you get this thing also included in your subtotals? Okay. आपको क्वेश्चन समझा अभी मैंने क्या क्वेश्चन पूछा
Yes, sir.
है? Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to add the subtotal city also into this. What you do is you go back to this. There's a small trick, okay? Small trick which you'll have to remember. अगर आपने याद नहीं किया तो आपको कभी ये टेक्निक आएगा नहीं. So please remember this. Whenever you want to add a new attribute to your current functionality, what you will have to do is you will have to go back. You will have to say car type को replace करो. मतलब you can click on the customer city. You can keep this as sum and you can keep this again as sales. But ये जो दिख रहा है ना आपको replace current subtotals इसको अनचेक कर दो. मतलब डू नॉट रिप्लेस. जो करंट मैंने जो बनाया फिल्टर्स उसको रहने दो. Preserve those filters. On top of that, I'm now adding a new filter for customer city with some. And when I click on this OK, what I get is there will be a fourth level which will come up over here on the screen. अभी आपको 3 levels दिख रहे हैं, ये आपको 4 levels दिख जाएंगे अभी. Just give it a moment because the data is too large. So it's indexing the data and then it will give me a fourth level grouping also. Okay, here we go. The fourth level grouping is based on the city. Okay, so if I go to level 3 now, it will show me all the cities over here. Sub cities ka total within the Audi is shown. Okay, then within the Ford it's shown. ये सब सिटी लेवल टोटल मेरे को यहाँ पे दिखेगा. ओके, अगर मैं लेवल 2 पे जाऊंगा तो ये मुझे ऑडी का लेवल और ये फॉर्ड का लेवल पे दिखाएगा. लेवल 1 पे ग्रैंड टोटल दिखेगा. But level 3 पे it will show me on a city level. So that's a new level which has come. And of course, the lowest level now is a fourth level where you see everything on a granular level. Okay. So this is a point which I want to try and drive over here. What subtotals का इस तरीके से this is how it works. Now coming back to your question, Vajanti, was that what you were referring to is a slicer. What I mean by this is that if I click on this, insert a new worksheet, okay, and if I place again this, yeah, आप दो तरीके से कर सकते हो. Okay, what you can do is you can go to insert and here sorry insert में है no not insert, it's in data itself. I think it should be here when you convert it into an Excel table. When okay, let me convert it into an Excel table. I think that will contain those interesting tools. So if I click on OK, this is converted into an Excel tool. Now in the table design, I can go and say insert slicer. Now, the moment I do this, I can click on car type, I can click on customer city, and I can click on OK. Okay. So ये ऐसा कुछ दिखा होगा आपको शायद. And then you click on this Toyota. It filters out this information for Toyota, and then it clicks on the city. It it shows you okay, within that Toyota what is the city which is filtered, and this is the total amount of sales which has happened. Was it something like this which you saw?
No, sir.
No.
No. It was a filter next to the uh, next to Audi car, then next to Toyota car. So once you click on that, you come to know how many Toyotas, how many Audis, and then you have a grand total also. It was nothing outside the table, it was within the current table only. There were filters next to each other, next to.
Maybe there was some VBA programming techniques. I'm not sure, but this is
Okay.
the closest which I can visualize it. If this is a functionality which you can do, you can also click on this. You can go to the end. You can say यहाँ पे मुझे table design में I need total rows, and then I can go and say यहाँ पे total में I need a sum of this. Then I can just go and apply those slices again, you know. यहाँ पे ऊपर जाके मैं slices apply करूंगा ऑडी, तो ऑडी का total आ गया यहाँ पे, and I can see यहाँ पे ये भी. I can also click on any city and I can see get the subtotal also along with that. So this is the closest which I could visualize your question. Maybe there was something which they may have done. Not sure. I'll have to see the file, and then probably I can tell you what exactly they did. But this is the closest which I could visualize the way I understood your question. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, so let's take a break of 10 minutes and then we can reconvene and we can start something new, which is if and and or logic. There are few things which I just wanted to cover with the if. Provided you guys want to continue, because I remember I recollect it's 12:06 right now. Uh, so I know you guys are also having some home-based tasks of preparing lunches and everything. So I wanted to ask you, are you okay to continue or you want to uh, take a break for today and probably continue next week?
Next week.
That's a very honest answer. Next week. Thanks, Rashmi. Rashmi, that's you, right?
Yes.
Okay, no worries.
I
So let's
I don't mind, sir.
no,
Next
no,
week.
it's completely fine. See, I completely understand you guys have your own responsibilities towards the house and everyone. So I completely respect that. No issues with that. We will meet up next week. Is it possible to meet on Saturday next week also, Rashmi?
Reshmi, one.
Sir, Ganpati,
Oh yeah,
during
Ganpati
Ganpati,
is
I
there.
think, yeah, so we will have some offs, right?
Well,
I don't know.
you guys will definitely have an off, not me, because
I also
I
don't
wo-
have because in Kerala no Ganpati.
no, because in I work with the MNC, so the European countries and the American countries they don't
Ah, they
celebrate
don't have.
Ganpati. So probably if you guys can let me know on Saturday what time you guys can reconvene, and then we have certain interesting things which I've just prepared for you guys. There's an if logic, just a refresher on if. There are certain limitations of if also which we will see, and then there is some conditional formatting. This will take care of 70 to 80% of the topics which I wanted to cover, the last few ones which were left out from the portion. These things they will be covered over here. And then uh, there are few things like goal seek, this particular linking between Word, Excel, and these multiple files and data validations. All these things will be taken care for sure. And for
Next
Vajanti,
whole week I'm working from home, so I am good to have classes anytime whenever you are free and Rashmi is free.
I'll have to really look at my schedule, Vajanti. I can't promise between Monday and Friday, but I can definitely give you maximum time on Saturday and Sundays, whatever you say. What we can do is, Vajanti, on Saturday, I believe you have also enrolled for PowerPoint. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, sir.
They also promise you some kind of basics on PowerPoint also, right?
Correct.
Okay, I can extend this to Rashmi also if she's interested in learning certain concepts on PowerPoint. Let me know. Then what I can do is uh, probably Vajanti. I will try to see if I can get some time on Friday. Okay, for running one small session on PowerPoint, just to give you a brief introduction to PowerPoint, And then from there, I think it's just a couple of lectures required for PowerPoint. It's not a big, vast area. It's just a small techniques, tips and tricks, which will take you to a new level of doing your presentations. Okay? Hello?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Sure. So guys, let's meet up on Saturday. Okay. And Vajanti, I will keep you updated on Friday regarding if there is a possible PowerPoint session, if we can take it. Okay. So until then, enjoy your
Sure.
weekend, the rest of the day, and please do not forget there's an India-Pakistan match today
Yeah,
in the
yeah, I was
evening.
about to say that, sir. Enjoy your India-Pakistan match.
It's every Indian's match, man. Even you guys should enjoy. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Chalo, you take care.
Okay,
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Sure. Bye.